That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
Yeah,
you want one quick question?
we can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
What's up? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Rashad Milligan. If you are new to the channel, this is the road to 5K subs. That being said, we're going to get into the stuff. And first things first, I have to say rest in peace to the host of Sports Science. Sports Science was obviously a show. Well, I won't say obviously, but if you grew up watching the Fox Sports Network, if you grew up watching the ESPNs and Sports Centers and things of that sort, this show was a part of your upbringing, or kind of like for a lot of people in my generation, just much like Around the Horn, it was a part of your childhood growing up and stuff like that. And this guy, he just tried so many different things, bro. And he tried so many different things. And see, this one right here is crazy. Yeah, I think you like ran him over. I'm not turning on the volume for the sake of copyright. But this dude would just do some like crazy stuff for the sake of the show. Hey, yo, he had one where Klay Thompson was shooting in the dark and stuff like that. But yeah. Rest in peace to this man for sure. I want to read the statement. Let me see if I could search him on here. Hold on, I'll probably have to switch to another tab, huh? Let me see how, because I'll switch to this tab, just a blank Google tab as I search this up. Per his social media accounts, also is on this account. Is this right here? Brinks TV, The Kingdom of Awesomeness, and The Nail House. Okay, so here it is. It is with profound sadness that we share the news that John Brenkus has passed away. John, the co-founder of Base Productions, the founder of Brinks TV, and the co-creator and the host of the 6-time Emmy Award-winning Sports Science, has been battling depression. John lost his fight with this terrible illness on May 31st, 2025. His heartbroken family and friends request privacy at this time and encourage anyone who is struggling with depression to seek help. Yeah, so we haven't talked about this a while on the channel, but it is something that we discussed a lot in December, specifically because OG Mako and then Aubrey Plaza's husband. And it was back to back in the month of December. And my sentiment always remains the same, bro. Of like, men's mental health is so vital, so important, and men need to feel like they have a safe space to open up. Men need to feel like they could truly open up, because I think a lot of times with men, even if you have a therapist, like, you might not open up just because you're not used to opening up. You don't know how to open up. Like, how are you doing? Good. Oh, I'm cool. Everything's everything, brother. This, what I'm saying? Like, you have cool sayings and things like that to write off, like how you actually feel and what you actually experiencing. And sometimes you might not even know how to verbalize it, how to put it into words. And and you learn to suppress it so much because any sign of showing it could be seen as a sign of weakness or inadequacy, or make you less masculine, or make you less than a man. There's so many levels to it, especially kind of like in this transition of going to the modern times versus the old times. And the old times, the traditional way of thinking with a lot of toxic masculinity, is all like, keep that to yourself, suck it up, keep going, like, you a man, this and that. But going to this of like, it's okay to cry, it's okay to show your emotions. There is a transition there, and it's a rough transition, especially like if you're older and stuff like that. So to hear this news is crushing, bro. It's crushing. It's crushing to know that we lost another great man. He was in Atlanta. I didn't know he moved to Atlanta. Dang. I wonder if he was following anybody. But getting back on point. it's a crushing reality when we lose anybody like this. And I always feel like these particular circumstances always can be preventable. Always can be preventable. And so for us, it's our duty to make sure we check in on our loved ones, bro. Like I gotta check in with my uncle. You know what I'm saying? Just think about that. Like you just think about someone who you need to check in on, talk to. I need to check in on my uncle. I need to check in on, you know what I mean? And you can go down the line of people you need to check in on, that you haven't talked to and check in with in a minute. And don't take "I'm doing good" as an answer, because that ain't no answer. If you ask them follow ups to the point where they get upset with you, gosh, I said I'm good, da, 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 and they get mad at you, I rather they get mad at you for you asking too many follow ups to say, "Are you really good? Like, why are you good? What's going on? What's going on with work? This and that." I'd rather you ask a billion follow ups that makes them upset as opposed to just leaving it at "I'm good" and they're not good. You know what I'm saying? I know one of my homeboys is going through it right now. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about it in passing, but we don't really address it too much into depth. You know what I'm saying? Like we just kind of keep it at like, "Oh dang, bro, nah, I understand, bro. Well, woo woo ABC," and we kind of go our separate ways and keep it pushing, keep sending each other memes in the group chat, like everything's normal, and everything ain't normal like as it always is. Like folks is going through a tough time, and I know for me, I'm. It's not difficult to imagine on this YouTube channel where I've been live for. Hold on, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. If Because it's a Sunday now too. So if Easter was a few weeks, it was the 20th, April 20th. And so we've gone 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. So 42 days. So I've gone 82 days in a row going live. So it's hours of me just speaking for the past 82 days online on this YouTube channel. I don't hesitate to let people know how I'm feeling. Like if something's frustrating me, I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna say it on live stream, or I'm gonna call someone and just get it out. I was frustrated earlier today just with an exchange that I had, and I just let people know, like, y'all, this is frustrating me. I know it's silly. I know it's something minuscule. I know, but I let people know. I let it out. I didn't hold it in. Um, so people just have to, men in particular, need to feel that safe space to let it out. Don't hold it in, bro. Um, just tell people, bro. Like, even if you just vent in a group chat with the boys, like, just get it out, write it out, bro. Because sometimes that's all you need, just to get it out. Just, I am upset because this upset me because this disappointed me because just let it out. So rest in peace to John Brinkus, or Breknus, excuse me, or no, Brinkus, yeah, Brinkus. I said it right the first time. John Brinkus. Long live sports science. Long live John Brinkus. And man, he was definitely a force to be reckoned with. Excuse me, because ESPN bought him out. Like I said, like I don't know when the last time I said this on this channel. I say it a lot though. ESPN always buys out the people making noise in the sports media industry. Like when they buy you out, that just knows like they respect you as a competitor to them of taking away their stuff. This guy was 54 years old, bro. He's 54 years old, dude. Way too young. Way too young. He ain't even get to his 60s yet. Um, but yeah, so that's what it was, man. I want to watch this, but I know it's gonna take away like everything from ESPN. Hold on. How long is this just a screenshot? How long is this? John Brink is hotline 988. Text line is 747 741 Make sure you hit up if you or a loved one has ever experienced dark thoughts that may turn terminal, something eternal, something that makes you or leads to thoughts of a permanent decision. We need you here. You all matter, each and every single one of you. Regardless if you feel unseen, regardless if you feel like you can't catch a break, regardless if you feel like a loser, regardless if you feel corny or lame or an outcast, you never fit in. We need each and every single one of you on this earth. And it's the reason why you're breathing. And I'm so glad you're here. Even if you upset me in the comment section. I'm talking about in the videos where I discuss race or just the videos where we just talking and debating basketball. Like, I appreciate each and every single one of you in your existence on this earth. People need people. That is why we were born. And it's never over until it's over. So never give up. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I just say all of these things, bro. I just say all of these things. I interviewed John Brenkus at my first radio role back when I was a sophomore in college. After that, every time I saw him at an event, he was so warm, genuine, and sincere. Gut-wrenching to hear that he lost his battle with depression. I truly hope he's at peace now. Yeah, man. Tough to hear. Tough to hear. Tough to hear. Dang, Sheena Marie. Shout out Sheena Marie. RIP John Brenkus, a brilliant mind who loved discussing the game with anyone who would listen. Thank you for your insight and wisdom. Dang, goodness gracious, bro. Sorry for your loss. Prayers up to his family. RIP. 100%, man. This is I ain't gonna lie to you. This one tough, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Just saw the awful news about John Brenkus. Just terrible. He brought the world of physics to young sports fans and making it fun and interesting in a unique way. Brilliant host and a brilliant mind. Hope his family can find peace. This is from Kyle Bond. Shout out to Kyle. Man. Anything else we need to see of John before we move on, man? What RG3 say? Prayers up to John Brenkus and his family, the man who gave us the Emmy Award-winning sports science, lost his battle with depression at the age of 53. Oh, he talked about this. Okay.
Deep depression.
Oh my goodness.
I fell into a very deep depression. I had come off of selling my company, selling sports science, ESPN, and you're kind of living in Park City, trying to feeling like you're retiring and, oh my God, I made it. And, the isolation that you feel living in a mountain town, the cold weather, injuries, things not going right. I spiraled into a deep, deep depression, and I was flat out suicidal. So much so, I had a noose tied around my neck. I was ready to do it, and my dog, Zeppelin, came to my rescue, literally pulled on my pants, on my jeans, and literally was going crazy, wouldn't leave me alone. And I, in my suicidal funk, was like, what am I doing? I literally picked up my phone, called my mom. I said, there's something wrong with me. I am mentally lost. I then went through a battle. I mean, I'm telling you, a battle to get out of it. I went to 6 different psychologists and psychiatrists, finally found my answer, finally found the way. And never since that day where I found Dr. Sendy, who is actually in Virginia, he led me down the right path. We found a solution, and I have never been depressed a day in my life from that moment forward. And I am so grateful.
That's tough. I ain't gonna lie. That's tough for sure. Sheesh. What did Marcella say? Did Marcella say anything? You just reposted it. All right. Well, rest in peace to excuse me. Rest in peace to John Brenkus. Thank you, Marcellus Wiley, for this clip. And last April, I had the privilege of going to an event at John Brink's house in Georgia. Not only did I meet him, but I was able to meet so many awesome people there. One being his mom, who I talked to for 15 minutes on the couch. She told me how John works, cares about his company, and what it means to her. I'm absolutely heartbroken to hear he's passed away. Rest in peace, legend. I just rewatched a YouTube video from 2 years ago, and I'm so heartbroken, man. John talks about how he's in a very dark place and tried to end his life, but his dog saved him. He went to about 6 different psychologists and ended up finding one that got him out of it. And now just yesterday, he took his own life. I wish I knew what happened. I wish what got to him in the dark hole. I wish I could have done something to help. Mental health is real. Check up on the ones that you love. Rest in peace, John. RP John Brinkus, the Kevin Love Rebounding versus Sumo Wrestler is one of my favorite sports science segments. When John Brinkus did sports science breakdown on Calvin Johnson. Oh, man. Dang, shout out to that boy. Man. I'm tripping. Marshawn Lynch. Peace mode. Matthew Berry and so incredibly sad to learn about the passing of John Brinkus. I did an episode of Sports Science back in the day, and we remained friends. The ultimate professional. He was kind, encouraging, smart, and inventive. This is awful. RP John Brinkus. The Mavs film room. RP John Brinkus. His Sports Science segment on Dirt included an unforgettable line. If you were as tall as Yao Ming with the vertical leap of Derrick Rose, you still couldn't get to the hand of... Wow. Darren Rovell, devastated to hear the news of John Brinkus' death. He was a visionary. His family's decision to share that John died from battling depression should not be taken lightly. They are heroes of being open about it, and the hope and acknowledgement will save others. This is my favorite. Oh, this is a Kevin Love versus a sumo wrestler. Did he box him out? Let me see. He did, bro. He really boxed him out and got the rebound. He different, bro. Did he put the ball up? Oh, he dunked it. Kevin Love was a beast, bro. Fat Kevin Love, bro. And Minnesota with the Minnesota Timberwolves, beast. Unstoppable. I think people really forget how good Kevin Love used to be, bro. Pre-LeBron. Patrick Mahomes on Sports Science in 2017 as a draft prospect. Crazy how the lab work and studies translated to his NFL dominance. Chrissy Dose. Just saw the news of John Brinkus passing over his Facebook profile. So heartbreaking. Sports Science was an incredible show, and I never heard anything but good things about him during my time at ESPN. Who else? Shout out Brandon Jacobs. RP to John Brinkus, man. Sports Science was my childhood for real. Kyrie Irving. With all due respect, RP John Brinkus, mental health challenges are real, but we have to stop using the term lost his battle. What's comedy with the utter truth of statements? RP John. Dang, what did Norm McDonald say? RP Norm McDonald.
Because in the old days, they go, hey, that old man died. Now they go, hey, he lost his battle. That's no way to end your life, you know. What a loser that guy was. Last thing he did was lose. Because in the old days, they go, hey.
Yo, Norm McDonald is crazy, bro. I hope Norm McDonald made it to the Pearly Kings because some of his jokes crazy. But rest in peace to Norm McDonald. We are heartbroken to learn of the passing of our friend and fan, John Brinkus. He was full of passion and charisma. If you are struggling and need help, please reach out. There's always another option. 100%. 100%. Chronal Nicholson, ESPN just started going to Ish when Sports Science was canceled. RP John Brinkus, at least you gave us one of the greatest shows of all time. Depression isn't something that you can turn and off like a switch. It's often misunderstood feeling that's masked behind the otherwise outgoing personality. Super important to check in with your loved ones. This disease touches us all, 100%. No. What TF, man? I love that show. RP legend John Brinkus, TPJ. RP John Brinkus. RP to our good friend John Brinkus. We probably done 20 shows over the years, and he was genuinely the most positive person I knew. He would be missed. The amount of times Dan and I messed with him on camera to get him to break live on air and break were too many times to count. That was from Ross Patterson. You're a sorry excuse for a person. I don't want to see it then. It's not rocket science. It's John Brinkus science. Athletes that only specialize in one thing, like functional mobility from age 5 up. Diversify your training is the key to minimizing injury. Oh, that's big. That's big, bro. Heartbroken to hear the news about the passing of John Brinkus from Don Thomas. He threw out the first pitch at a Detroit Tigers game back in 2016 and was kind enough to take this picture for me, praying for his family, loved ones, and friends. Unexpectedly met John Brinkus, his wife, while working for the Dolphins, and I told him that Sports Science was one of my favorite shows growing up, that it was my first intro to analytics. He treated me like he'd known me forever while I was fanboying. RIP. This is from Eric Todorov. Shout out to him. He didn't pass away, and depression was not the one that pulled the ultimate FU trigger. It's a perpetual middle finger to your family. Okay, all right, brother. I had no idea who the John Brinkus was tonight, or at least it wasn't on my give up radar. You could have kept that to yourself. It's going to be crazy to find out Nate Oates and John Brinkus are the same guy. That's funny. That's from 2021, 24. Most of the time, you don't get to meet the people you watch every day growing up, but I was privileged to meet the guys. Spent lots of mornings before elementary school. Oh, you're a baby. Elementary school watching. I know a lot had. I know you had a lot going on, and I hope you are at peace. Thanks for the memories, Heart. John Brinkus. It's from Connor Valupe. Yeah, he graduated 2020 and then got his master's 2023. Yeah, he's a baby, man. He's a young one. Randomly out of nowhere, John Brinkus came to mind last night. And how I taught him a quick few lessons about body language he could apply in everyday life. I thought about texting him. I learned that he just took his own life yesterday. The mysteries of life and death never sees me. I hope he finds peace in the afterlife. All right. Okay. Rest in peace, John Brinkus, man. The world misses you, man. Okay, next. This was a
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
We can't ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.